chicken egg is the most delicious and cheap form of brilliant protein on the planet. Fact. They have loads of micronutrients and they're so quick to cook. So, English scrambled eggs. We're gonna go onto a medium heat. I am gonna go 2 eggs per person. I'm gonna do it for 2. So just whisk those eggs up. Now, one little request. I hate battery eggs. So minimum for me, standard eggs is barn eggs. And of course, free range and free range organic is the way to go. So, let's do it. I'm gonna go in with a nice knob of butter. Straight in, just with a little salt. In we go. And for me, the perfect thing to move the eggs around is a little spatula like this. So I'm just gonna move it around. And very quickly, you can see it setting around the base. You can see there's little cooked curds and the raw egg. So I'm just gonna leave it every sort of 5 seconds. I give it a little move around. You don't want it to catch too much. Some people put milk in, some people put cream in. If you cook it right, you don't need any of that. This is cooked now, but you gotta remember that this pan is still warm and they're gonna continue to cook. So all I do is when I get to this stage, I just put it to one corner of the pan, and that way it's not gonna kind of overcook anymore. I get my toast. You can butter your toast, but remember we've got a nice knob of butter already on our scrambled eggs. So on we go with our lovely, beautiful English style scrambled eggs. You can see it's medium curds, still with moisture around. Completely beautiful, but also still soft in texture. So, English eggs done. Soft, gorgeous, delicate. Next, French style. Bonjour, je m'appelle Jamie. J'aime l'œuf. Œuf? Œuf? Œuf. Anyway, French style eggs. You lightly season for free range eggs. We whip it up, and see here, we've got about 1 inch of boiling water. And we're gonna cook this over a bain-marie, a water bath, okay? Now, here's the thing. Eggs cook at a very low temperature. And it takes a while. Okay, so now you can see there are kind of curds beginning to form. You can see them on the end of here, just about. And now is a good time to put a few knobs of butter in there. So I'm going to go from a whisk now, and I'm going to use a little spatula. And you're going to start to see a more gentle, delicate curd coming out. So look, there we go. We're in a good place. On we go. And very, very different to the English. When you eat it, it's very, very fine. It's very luxurious. So there you go, guys. French style eggs. They are delicious. And finally, food tubers, we're gonna finish with the American style eggs. Okay, so we're gonna start off the same. Put a little salt into our 4 eggs. We're gonna use a frying pan. Go in with a knob of butter. Let's get that bubbling away. We're gonna go in with the eggs. You'll see it starts to set. And as it starts to set, I'm bringing in these beautiful sheets. And you get this kind of roulade, folded, gorgeous diner eggs. See these beautiful sheets happening, guys? The same rules apply to the French and the English. We want it to be gentle cooking, so it's a joy. So we're looking good, guys. Last but not least, there's something quite delicate but substantial about this. And you can see there's shiny parts where it's just cooking. There's cooked parts that are delicate and sheety. Look at that. Scrambled American style eggs. So tasty. Now, all of these styles, French, English and American, they've all had the same eggs, same pinch of salt, same amount of butter, but the method that we've used to cook them has completely not only changed the texture and the look, but the taste. So we've done the English, the French, and the American. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There's hundreds of countries from all around the world. So how do you cook your eggs? Let us know. We love it. That's what FoodTube is all about. Take care, guys. I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful twist on French toast. This could be the most amazing breakfast, brunch, even a dessert if you put a little scoop of ice cream with it. It's a real treat. And I think it's a beautiful thing to do for someone you love. So we're going sweet. I'm putting combos of flavors together that I think work really, really well. Let's start off with the basics. We're gonna get our egg that I can't get out of the box and crack that into a bowl. I'll put 2 eggs in. Lovely free-range eggs. Look at the color of those yolks. So into those eggs, a little thimble of vanilla extract and a tiny pinch of cinnamon. Whisk that up, and that is basically your kind of sweetened, flavored base. And of course, I'm gonna use, you know, just regular bread, but you could use brioche, you could use croissants, panettone. All of these make the most amazing French toast. The great thing about the bread, of course, is it sucks up that beautiful vanilla-y egg. So into here, we'll go in with the bread and just press it down. You can see it all absorbing into it. It becomes part of it. Right into the corners. Then I'm gonna go in with the chocolate. Now look, you can have fun with the chocolate. So my wife absolutely loves chocolate. It's her thing. We're gonna go in with her favorite chocolate, sort of 70% cocoa solids. Just a few little clicks. That'll melt and be beautiful. So let the bread suck it all up. The chocolate's in there. Just press that down. Okay, so whilst that soaks up all the lovely egg, I'm gonna take a little knob of butter and that goes into the pan. And then I wanna kind of bring it together with more exciting things. Banana is one of the things. If we get it in that pan, we can caramelize up this banana to be really delicious. So what I'll do is I'll just cut the banana in half lengthwise like this. So just put the banana on the butter and we're just gonna fry it for a couple of minutes on each side, and it's gonna intensify the flavor, and it kind of goes like really toffee-like, really unctuous, really scrumptious, and it's amazing. You're gonna love it. And definitely those occasions like Mother's Day, birthdays, you know, Valentine's Day, I do try and get my missus to stay in bed and I do breakfast in bed. So look, as these fry up, which is lovely, I'm just gonna toast some nuts. You can use almonds, you can use peanuts. I love hazelnuts. They're such beautiful nuts. So just toast your hazelnuts until lightly golden. That will make them taste so much better. And then I'll pound them up in a pestle and mortar, and that'll be a beautiful sprinkle. So a little bit of butter in a pan and then in with the French toast. So I've got this pan on a medium-high heat, so I'm getting a nice bit of colour on those beautiful bananas, and that French toast, we want to go nice and golden. I'm just going to take these little hazelnuts and I'll let them cool down a little bit. So time to turn over the toast. Look at that. And of course, we want to get it lightly golden, you know, kind of crunchy on the outside, fluffy on the inside. We want the chocolate to melt so it just oozes. And then I got a little trick that I think you're gonna love. Let's turn over the banana. Look at that, sizzling away. So like after about 4 or so minutes, we've got really nice golden color on the banana. The French toast is looking good. A little cheat that I love, if you've got some icing sugar, just shake a little bit over the French toast. What you can do is create the most incredible, crunchy outer crust just by flipping it back onto that side. So in literally 1 minute, you can see the smoke coming off there. You would have caramelized that icing sugar. Have a look at this. And when that cools down a little bit, it'll go crunch. So crispy outside, fluffy inside, oozy chocolate, caramelized banana. Come on, this is gonna be the best breakfast brunch ever. Right, let's plate up. So I like to serve this with a little bit of Greek yogurt, nice little dollop in the middle like that, followed by our lovely banana. That little bit of cooking completely changes the banana. Maybe a little bit of yogurt on the top like that. If you wanted a little pinch of cinnamon, that's cool. If you want to take those beautiful hazelnuts, just pound those up. Some chunky, some fine, but the flavor will be amazing. And I'll sprinkle some of that over the top like that. Then the French toast is done. So let the French toast cool down. Don't be tempted to touch the caramel. It's very, very hot. Right, let's get in there. Let's have a little look. And just look at that. Oozing that is the most extraordinary, indulgent, fantastical start to the day. Right, gotta try. Let's go for some of the banana, hazelnut. So good. I'm getting the vanilla as well, which is really, really nice. Crunchy, spongy, oozy. Absolutely delicious. So go on, have a go at that recipe, guys, and enjoy. Take care. So I'm going to show you the most delicious Christmas toastie. It's a thing of joy, and it's using up things that I know a lot of you have. We've got turkey, stuffing, ham, Brussels, carrots, and we're going to have some fun with this and make it absolutely delicious. So you want to get, for kind of 2 nice toasties, a nice little handful of meat, a little bit of stuffing, take some ham there, and I'm just going to chop it up. Trust me, this is the thing to do. We'll take a few nice little Brussels, some carrots, and these are going to be amazing in this toastie. Now, the little curveball that I think works so well is have a few little bits of pickle in there. So standard stuff, guys. We've got a few little cornichons here, silver-skinned onions. So just a couple, it's all you need. Chop them up, and every now and again, you're going to get a little kick of that. It's delicious. And then you need something, of course, to bind it and make it oozy and delicious. So we're going to use some gorgeous cheddar cheese. Of course, at this time of year, you've got loads and loads of cheese in your fridge, so feel free to blend the cheeses, but I think, of course, cheddar is a really good cheese for melting. It's delicious in flavour. So about 60 grams for 2 toasties is spot on. So look, mix this up. What I love about this recipe is whether it's for 2 people, 4, 6, 10, it doesn't matter. This is the easiest thing in the world. A hot, gooey, toasty sandwich. The festive kind of joy doesn't stop. Cranberry sauce. But that little kick of sweetness. I'm just gonna do it on one side. I'll take a nice little handful of our mix here. I'm gonna place the bread on top. Now, what I like to do for a really nice toastie is lightly butter the outside of the bread. That's gonna give you a nice golden crispy crust. So I've got a brown bread here, but it's really soft, perfect for a toastie. So put these lovely little sarnies into a nice, large, quality non-stick pan on a medium heat. You don't want it to be too hot. If it gets too golden and crisp too quickly, you won't get that gorgeous ooze in the middle, and that's what we want. Crispiness, ooziness. So medium heat for about 3 minutes on each side. Another little curveball that could just change your life. Having some gorgeous gravy to dip your corner of oozy Christmas toastie in is just a thing of joy. It just really is a thing of joy. So this has had about 3 minutes. Let's have a little look. That's what we want. And that as well. If you've got a little spatula, press down. If you're lucky, a little bit of cheese will kind of squeeze out from the middle and start going down the side and kind of like melting, getting golden and crispy on the outside. We love a bit of spillage. Definitely love a bit of spillage on this one. And if you don't get that, just a little bit of cheese, just on top and around. It gives you the most amazing crispy bits, and it's just gonna be the best toastie ever. Let's just have a quick little clear down, and then I'm gonna show you the quickest little salad that works well with this. It could be apple, it could be pear. Put it on its side and do little thin slices. And then almost line it up like a pack of cards. Try and do thin little slices that way to do nice little matchsticks, okay? Really, really simple dressing. A little shake of white or red wine vinegar. That will stop it discoloring. Just like a tablespoon, not even that. Pinch of salt and pepper, and a kiss of olive oil. And we'll just toss that up like that. The sweetness and crunch of apple or pear with that toastie is a thing of joy. Go with any salad leaf you like, but I love peppery greens like watercress. So get a nice handful of that and just dress it. And that is the quickest little board salad you could ever make. We've got the toastie of all toasties. Look at that. Because everyone likes the little gooey bit, right? They love the gooey bit. So if you just cut it and like pull it apart, it's not gonna happen, right? So if you cut it and then leave it and just give it a little pat, that's how you get that. That's the exciting bit. Hot gravy, doesn't matter how much you got, a little bit, a lot, just go with the flow. So come on, it's a cold, miserable day. You've had Christmas, you got over the excitement, and then you put this together. The ultimate Christmas toastie. Yes. Oh, have a look at this. The nice little gnarly bits of cheese. Inside here, it's just oozy and cheesy and glorious. Look at that. Have a dip. get it in your mouth. It's a thing of joy. Hot, cold, crispy, gooey. Mmm. Yeah. It's so good. It is so flipping good. Guys, what are you waiting for? Get in that fridge, have a look at the leftovers, get yourself a toastie. Nice little bit of salad, bit of gravy. Happy days and happy Christmas. Prawn toast toastie. Yes. It's basically a mashup between a toastie that we all love in my house and those beautiful prawn toasts that you get in a Chinese restaurant, right? And I've kind of adapted it, done my version, and you can do it in one pan. And my kids go mad for it. They love prawns at the moment. And it's just good to have fun with things you love in restaurants and try and find ways to get them to work at home. So let me show you. We've got some lovely uncooked prawns. I've got an egg, ginger, spring onions, some chili dipping sauce, bit of soy sauce. Bob's your uncle. Little bit of creativity, and let's do this. I've got a loaf of bread, get a serrated knife, and I like to use white bread because it's just very simple and spongy. Feel free to use a good soft wholemeal loaf. So slice it about 1 centimetre thick. So I want 4 slices, and I'm just gonna lay it out like that. Now the first job is to create the filling. So the filling is super simple. Take yourself 2 spring onions, just trim the ends off, and then just finely slice it. Super rustic. That's gonna give it a crunch and a nice kind of fragrance. Then we're gonna go in with some ginger. So just like a little 2 centimetre piece, just peel off the outside like that. I keep these trimmings, by the way. Just dry them, and they're wicked for making lovely cups of tea, or you can put them in broths and make lovely noodle broths and stuff. Slice it up, you can grate it if you want, and just run your knife through it so it's nice and fine. So fresh ginger, really good friends with the old spring onion. Then in with the prawns. These are raw, about 160 grams. What I look for is just nice, sustainable prawns. You can get the small ones, the big ones. Just pull 4 nice prawns aside, and I'll show you what to do with those later. And what we're gonna do with this is just slice it all up. Any old how, it doesn't matter. And then bring it in to the ginger and the spring onions and chop it all together. So they kind of become one. And then I'm gonna make this amazing toastie. Now look, in a restaurant, they'd often deep fry these little bad boys. We're gonna do it in a pan. So it's gonna have good crisp, it's gonna be a little bit healthier. I want to taste the sweetness and the kind of taste of the sea from the prawns, right? So I don't wanna overwhelm it with big flavors. I'm gonna crack 1 egg and put the egg whites into this bowl, and that's gonna give us that amazing outside coating for the bread to make it stick to the sesame seeds, so you get that crunch, and so it's really, really golden and crisp. And then the yolk will go in the middle here. And just make the whole thing bind together. The only thing I wanna do now is just lightly season it with some soy sauce. Just a splash, about a teaspoon in there is lovely. Look at that. That's all you have to do for the filling. Super simple. Now, if you want to, you can spike this with some herbs. Just a little bit of coriander in here will be lovely. And again, just chop it through. And if you want to use mint or even different herbs, feel free to experiment and try. So look, next bit could not be easier. Take the bread and we're gonna fill it. So take half of that mix, put it onto the bread. In the restaurants, often they'll put it on the toast. And the difference for us is we're putting it in the toast to make it a toastie. In we go with the stuffing, really load it up. Look at that. Be nice and generous. Okay, so that's good to go. Then place this part on top, as you would any other toastie, right? But this is gonna be a toastie with a difference, because now we've done that, we're gonna go into the egg white. So get a fork and just beat up your egg whites so they're nice and loose. Like that. And then get your bread, pop it 1 side on the egg whites, 2 sides on the egg whites, and almost like a French toast, this becomes a layer. It sucks into the bread. And then get your sesame seeds, and we're gonna cover it so it all sticks to it. 1 side, press it down, other side. Look at that. Come on. Excited yet? Press it down, and that will make the sesame seeds stick to the bread. And when we toast that, it'll go golden, crispy, and delicious. Let me just wash my hands. Time to get the pan on. I want to cook this on a medium heat. If it's too hot, it'll go black or golden too quickly. We want to cook and kind of steam the inside of that prawn filling. I'm going to use a large non-stick pan, and then I want to kind of posh it up a little bit. So I'm going to take a little knife, take that little prawn and simply cut it in half. And what I want to do is push this in to the actual bread, so the bread and the prawn become one. Oh yes, we're taking a toastie to another level. So last prawn in half, on top like this, a little bit of oil on top, and pat those lovely prawns, look at that, and then straight in to our pan, just like that. Super simple, you can hear it frying already, and let that do its work. About 3 minutes on each side until golden, crisp, and delicious. Okay, let me wash my hands. So, bouncing off that, I want something kind of cold and fresh. So let me show you how to make the most beautiful, quick cucumber pickle. I used to do these when I worked in Japan, and you'd have them with beers and things like that. They're really, really good. This is the kind of thing that I love having with things that are hot and a little bit spicy. It's going to be crunchy and zingy. Season this generously with salt. A lot of this salt will go away, but just bear with me on that. And I'm going to sweep all of this into here, and we'll massage these cucumbers with the salt. Starts to change the cucumber. It really starts to pull out the excess moisture from within, and then it makes it more flexible and also open to flavour. So I'll hit it up with just a little bit of chilli. So a little chilli goes in there, and then lime. Just give it a nice little roll to get the juices going, and squeeze that in. So tangy, crunchy, salty, and a little bit of spice. So mix that up, and the salt and the acid starts to change the cucumber. And now let's check this beautiful prawn toastie. Get under there, have a flick. Hey! Golden and crisp. That's what we like. So press it down again. Look how crispy that is. So literally within 1 or 2 minutes, right? Can you see how the water has come out of this, right? So we can literally pour that water away, and we can get that pickle right in our hand and just kind of slowly scrunch it and squeeze out even more water. So that's where most of your salt's going to go. And then get a little plate, and we just do a little pickle. That's how it used to look in Japan. You can do it with carrots, fennel, anything crunchy, radish, mooli, and it's just a really quick, immediate little pickle. And the idea is you just take a bit of that, have a cold beer. So that's fresh and zingy and crunchy with this, which is kind of rich, right? Prawns are kind of, they feel quite substantial when you have them. So look, that side has had 3 minutes. I'm just gonna go on the prawn side just for 1 more minute to get it really perfectly golden, and then I'll serve it. And I'll tell you one thing, at the moment, because they're all into their prawns, if there's a whiff of these, they'll all come running, that's for sure. Come in, kids, I got prawns! Pops, I got your favourite, get over here. It's actually, like, unbelievable timing. Do you know the prawn toasties you get in the Chinese restaurants? So look, what I do is just slice it up like that. And then we got dipping sauce, I got some nice little pickles. So, my lovely wife, take that over there without dropping it. Pops, you got pickles and you got crackers. See, that's what happens in family, isn't it? You make a load of food, then it disappears. Let's get amongst it. Oh God, I love it. Hello, lovely people. Mr. Oliver here. The other night, me and my wife, the lovely Jules, got in from a late night out, and she had the munchies, and she asked me, and she fancied a cheese toastie. And this toastie seemed to generate a lot of conversation on social media, and I love that. I love that. And of course, the ultimate is always subjective, but I do have a certain way of doing it, and I do happen to love it, and it's called a cheese toastie with a crown. So let's do it. I've got brown bread, some nice cheddar, and then we've got some butter. First up, you have to take your bread, butter it from one corner to the next, and then I'll turn it and I'll butter it again. I'm just going to use a nice non-stick pan. Now with the cheddar, be fairly generous. Then we're going to put our little piece of bread on top. So we're going to go in a pan on a medium-low heat. So 3 minutes each side, medium, medium-low. So 3 minutes in, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this toastie. Again, nothing radical yet. You can see that it's got crispy, the fat is dancing, it's gone nice and golden. And what I like to do at this moment in time is use a little bit of gravity. So what I'm going to do is put something flat on top, and that kind of weighs the sandwich down. And let's have a look at the bottom. We have a beautiful, standard, crispy sandwich. Then the crown happens. From a height, we're going to do long strokes of the cheese into the pan. Take a little pinch of paprika. Now we can put our beautiful crown together. Just get a nice little spatula, get under your sandwich, pick it up. Crisp bread, oozy cheese on the inside, and then this kind of little crispy, crunchy, almost burnt sort of cheese inside. Absolutely incredible. So then the question is what to go with it. And I can never make my mind up. So what I do, which is filthy, is I go a little ball of ketchup, then bordered politically by mango chutney, and then brown sauce. And from anyone outside the UK, you won't have a clue what brown sauce is, but it's a really dark, delicious sauce that is gorgeous and oozy, and on the inside, yeah, look at that. Gorgeous. How do you do your cheese toastie? I know you have your own way. What's your secret? Let's get the conversation going. Until next time, take care.
Let's start the day in a superfood way. For a balanced brekkie, this is one of my favourites, avocado on toast with all the trimmings. A simple pleasure to set you and the family up for a great day. Avocado is a great source of vitamin E, which we need to protect our cells. Plus, they're high in unsaturated fats, which help to reduce heart disease and lower cholesterol levels.
So when you're buying your avocados, it wants to just, give a little bit when you're touching it. And of course, if you want it that day, the next day, get it ripe. And then if you want to have it for 3 days later, you can get it a little bit harder. We're just going to take the pip out of the middle there, put the knife in carefully, then roll it on the board is a safe way to do it. One of the biggest reasons for cuts to the hands is avocado. So watch out, just twist it, and then you've got your seed in there. Put it down and then just tap the knife on the seed and twist it, and it should come out lovely. Now look at that, nearly 20-25% fat, but good fats, really good fats. So half a piece of avocado on a salad for lunch or a breakfast is perfect. When you're kind of going a whole one, you're kind of ramping up the calories, so just don't go over the top on it.
Scoop out the flesh with a spoon, then pop a piece of rye bread in the toaster.
So we know we've got whole wheat bread, brown bread. It's an amazing trade up from white. Loads more fibre, really, really good for you. But this is rye bread. You can get it pre-sliced in packs, which is really nice, convenient. It lasts for like a week. The flavour is extraordinary, and it's an amazing texture. It's like whole grains in there. It's really unprocessed. Now you can do this in literally a minute. And if that ain't fast food, what is? But give your body something beautiful. Just gonna slice up half. I'm just going to mash up this half. I'll take my crispy rye bread. I'm going to butter it with the avocado. Beautiful, smooth. That's our kind of base. Actually, a lot of people stop around there, okay? And as lovely as that is, that's not complete. And the whole thing about the superfood philosophy is I want to give you guaranteed, complete, balanced, nutritious meals that are good for you. We've got our carbohydrates from our rye bread, right? And you've got lovely fibre in there. We've got our beautiful mashed avocado. So what I want to do is add our veg element and our dairy element.
So grab a small handful of rocket and chop some cherry tomatoes.
And of course these different coloured ones are beautiful. Kids just go crazy for them.
Dress in a squeeze of lemon juice, plus salt and pepper. Mix it all up, then load it onto the rye and avocado toast.
Gorgeous. Then we're going to take a lovely little slice of prosciutto. Beautiful waves and twists like that. We've also got a nice little wedge of avocado that we can just have on the side, and something that I love to do, a little bit of chili sauce. This is so good in the morning. And then we've got some parmesan, you've got veggies in there, carbs, protein, dairy, a balanced meal at around about 350 calories. If someone made that for you in the morning, you'd be well chuffed. It's got gorgeous colours and just screams health, and it's not blooming boring. Oh yeah.
When it comes to avocado on rye, there's so many options. Mix it up, but keep it balanced. Why not try a light cream cheese base with seasonal greens rich in vitamin K and half a boiled egg for protein? Then sliced avocado plus a pinch of curry powder. Or how about beetroot smashed with cottage cheese and hummus? It may sound a bit out there, but this combo is delicious. Plus, it's packed with potassium and calcium, which is a brilliant base for your half avocado sprinkled with seeds. And for something sweet, try mashing avocado with light cream cheese, banana and cocoa powder. It's delicious. Then top with vitamin C rich raspberries, nuts and dark chocolate shavings.
I got introduced to a group of lads who invited me to a picnic in the woods, as blokes do. The thing was, we had to find our food first. Not nuts and berries, but one of the most expensive and hard to find foods, truffles. Fantastic.
This place, I think, is a good place for find truffles.
So basically, truffles are kind of like a fruit. It's like it's a spore, a fungi underground in the roots, near the roots of the tree. They come back in the same place, he says, but you have to keep it really secret because they're worth quite a bit of money, and you don't want to tell anyone where you got them from because then they nick your truffles. A little goes a long way with truffles. You don't need much to add an incredible flavour to a dish. And good job too, as they were really hard to find. Even the specially trained dogs couldn't find too many.
It's too difficult to find after.
So he's covering his tracks when he digs up a truffle so that no one else knows the spot and they'll teeth him next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're very competitive. Okay, so the dog's found one, but he doesn't know where it is yet. Just as I was starting to think Snoopy would have done a better job, we struck gold.
Hey, okay,
Oh, bianco?
No, nero.
It's black.
Oh, okay, see, it's opened up, look.
Dentro è bianco.
See, so basically, the dogs find a black truffle which can go from 50 to 120 pounds a kilo, and they get a biscuit in return. We were on a roll, and we went foraging for mushrooms too, but I didn't expect to find a slice of home in these lovely Italian woods.
Next
Oh, look at that. It's just the way you pull it.
Jamie!
We call this St. George's mushroom because it comes up a week before St. George's Day and goes a couple of weeks after. And in Latin it's called spina de gamba. I don't know what gamba means, but spine, I mean big stalk.
In Italy, it's the best mushroom.
So we got beautiful mushrooms in England. No one picks them. Everyone's scared of them. They think they're going to die if they eat them, you know?
No. Se mangi questi,
It's dangerous that if you eat that, you kill. You're dead.
Oops! Turns out I wasn't such a mushroom expert after all. Best to listen to someone that really knows their mushrooms. So I cracked on with cooking instead. And what a fantastic place to do it. The ingredients picked only a few metres away. Absolutely magical. We picked these mushrooms, you could use any mushrooms. And I'm just going to fry it in a pan. Of course, when they're ready, you could throw tagliatelle in, or you could crack some eggs in and make an omelette. I've got neither of those things, and I'm not exactly going to start boiling water on here. So I've got some bread, we'll do a little bruschetta.
se do un po' di vino,
Okay, this is pork fat. You could use butter, of course. Any mushroom cooked in this way, you know, if you can't get pork fat, use a little bit of smoked bacon. Smoky bacon and mushrooms are delicious, but these have a particular taste. Okay, we'll do 2 garlic.
Dividi.
Okay.
Check.
So just squash the garlic into the pan.
Yeah.
So now the mushrooms go in. This is great fun. If you wash them, it'll be full of water, they'll boil. Boiled mushrooms, schifo, horrible. Fried mushrooms, very nice. Here we go. Minta? Come la cucina tartufi. In here?
Sì, si possono mescolare.
Yeah, yeah.
No?
Nothing tastes like a truffle, but you can get truffle oil in the sort of special selection area, you know, and you know, you only have to use a couple of drips and put it in with some normal mushrooms, and it lifts the whole thing.
Just a little.
Say when you want it, basta.
Basta.
Finito?
Finito.
One little chili. Bit of chili, bit of salt, bit of pepper. Then he's cut up some cheese, put it on this toast. All right, and now we're gonna put the truffles over the top. Fantastic. I've never done this in my life.
No, non importa, io tengo il cane. Salute! Salute!
A little bit of the lard. You could use oil. Bit of cheese, pecorino, truffle.
Very good.
Squeeze it in. See?
Piacere.
St. George mushroom rocks.
It's wonderful, this plate.
Perfect.
Very easy,
Simple.
very traditional, very simple, but it's very natural, all natural.
And you know why he said that? Because he told me what to do. His way.